Hey everybody, it's good to be back with you. Haven't posted a video in a while. I've been very busy. I've been working 6 days a week for 2-3 months now because work had gotten so bad during the summer that I had to start trying to pick up some other work, and I wasn't saying no to any work, and I ended up overextending myself a little bit. I haven't been making a lot of money. I've been getting hurt a lot, with taxes and insurance and that kind of thing, and it's not a good thing to be self-employed in this country anymore, which is one of the big problems, and one of the things which is un-American. But anyways, I digress. But it is good to be back with you. I hope to be making videos on a regular basis again. We'll see how that goes. Work has gotten difficult again and slow, and I am trying to pick up some more, so obviously that is the priority, as well as my life away from this camera. So we'll see how it goes, but God has been gracious and He has provided, and I expect that He will continue to do so. But last time we talked, I was about a couple of weeks away from going on our first family vacation to Washington, D.C. And I took my wife and 2 kids down there. We were there for about 5 days or so. And it was awesome. It was probably the greatest trip I think I've ever been on. The things that we saw, the things that we did, I will never forget. From the Lincoln Memorial to the Jefferson Memorial, all the museums, the Capitol, the National Archives, the Library of Congress, which, by the way, is the most impressive building I have ever seen. And if you have never been to the Library of Congress, go. It is worth it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous building. And in fact, the thing that struck me the most about it was the walls, the ceilings, and the floors. The stonework and the tile work is just absolutely breathtaking. And it's not just decoration. There are philosophies. American foundational, fundamental philosophies and beliefs, principles that our country was built on, that are forever, as long as the tile lasts, that are forever going to be on those walls in that very important place. And you would be surprised, some of you, possibly, to know what's there. In one section in the ceiling, there's three different rotundas, small rotundas, and the mosaics on the ceiling. There's 3 words in each one of those, one each. The first one says law. The second one says medicine, and the third one says theology. That being 3 pillars of thought and knowledge. You wouldn't guess that these days. I don't know where the knowledge is today. And I'm not speaking of even just the average person. I'm speaking of our government, which is corrupt beyond, almost, I think, beyond repair. I'm not going to digress into that right now, but what I wanted to talk with you about today are some principles that have come out over the last year or so You may be familiar with the 9/12 project that was started by Glenn Beck and the Tea Party movement, which Glenn Beck didn't start the Tea Party movement, but the 9/12 project is a major part of it now, and it's going on all over the country. And I actually just went to the Western Mass 9/12 project. There are meetup groups meeting all over Western Massachusetts, almost on a daily basis, working to reform government. These are not activist groups. I mean, they're activists. Anybody who does this kind of work is an activist. But they're not radicals. They're not angry mobs. They're not, backed by major dollars, and it's not some kind of conspiracy to overthrow the liberal government. It's nothing like that. Like some of the snippets you've heard on the mainstream news, people like Pelosi, who have come out against the Tea Parties. But Glenn Beck, no matter how you feel about him, it doesn't matter how you feel about him. If you have strong feelings against him, you think he's some right-wing nutcase and radical and whatever the case may be, you haven't watched him on a regular basis. You don't know. Your opinion's been formed by outside people who are just against him for whatever reason, because they're liberal, whatever. Watch him. He's good. I don't agree with everything with him. I don't necessarily like his style, but I think he's a very sincere man. I don't listen to Rush Limbaugh for many reasons. One, I think he's a pig. I may agree with a lot of things that he says, but I think he's a pig, and I think that he's an egotistical jerk. But Glenn Beck is not. He's a sincere guy, and as far as I know, he hasn't said anything inaccurate, and he hasn't been challenged on any specific issues. He's just been smeared. But that's the way it is these days. But I think that all conservatives, all liberals, all believers, and all unbelievers, even atheists, can agree on these 9 principles according to our own country and our freedom. Number 1, America is good. Yes, we can agree on that. Even though Barack Obama has gotten the Nobel Peace Prize for traveling all over the world saying that America is bad and we've done terrible things. Yes, we've made mistakes, but you don't go broadcasting it all over the world and thereby creating, which was already there, the idea that America is bad. It's not. America is good. Number 2, I believe in God, and He is the center of my life. Okay, maybe the atheists and unbelievers wouldn't agree with this. This number 2, it's a hard one. But I want to quote someone who I would have a hard time disagreeing with, and I have the utmost respect for, and I hope you still do too. And he said about God, "The propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right which heaven itself has ordained." And those words came from George Washington in his first inaugural address. And I really hope that this country is not ready yet to take the words and work of our founding fathers and put it on the shelf and deem them as radicals and obsolete or irrelevant, because they are not. You need to read up on them. Read, please read. Read history. Number 3, I must always try to be a more honest person than I was yesterday. Not such a radical thought, right? Number 4, the family is sacred. My spouse and I are the ultimate authority, not the government. I know we can all agree on that. Number 5, if you break the law, you pay the penalty. Justice is blind, and no one is above it. Number 6, I have a right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, but there is no guarantee of equal results. That's one of the great things about America, and they're trying to change it with the whole redistribution of wealth and that kind of thing.